morning, everyone.
Good
welcome,
morning.
welcome. Today is a very special occasion. We are doing a charity stream for SFAC, which is Stream for a Cause, and we have a lot of great guests lined up for today, along with many of my friends and many others, other celebrities like my mom, being here to support Stream for a Cause. To tell us a bit more about this, I give you the founder for Stream for a Cause, Robbie.
Hi. Oh gosh, I'm a PNG tuber. This is so fun. My name is Robbie. I'm the executive director of Stream for a Cause. Um, and I'm just really excited to have everybody here today. A little about Stream for a Cause. We started as an organization that wanted to make a difference in online spaces. So many amazing folks out there doing charitable work. And in a lot of ways, we have this idea that as our world grows bigger, we sometimes forget the communities that we exist in. And so at Stream for a Cause, our mission is to reconnect us online with the communities and the places that we call home. We do a lot of support for grassroots and community-based charities through grant making, through sustainability coaching to make sure that they have the tools that they need to overcome organizational barriers that prevent their success. And we're so excited to have Ruby here with us today, streaming and just making a difference with us for Pride Month.
Of course. And the moment I heard about your community and your charity, I knew I had to be a part of it. Especially when you started reaching out to VTubers, I am so down.
Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, for me, I think VTubers are absolutely awesome. It's such a great way to express yourself, to build yourself in the way that you want to be. And I think, we always have this expression that if you don't have room at the table, your job is to get a bigger table. And so have been so excited to have some initiatives going around making sure that there is always not only just a space for VTubers, but an offer going out to make sure that our community is really for everyone.
That is so awesome. Yes, and we're here to support everyone, not just VTubers, but everyone across the world. Everyone's welcome in this channel. Everyone's welcome in my community, and I know I'm one of many streamers who are streaming for Stream for a Cause this month, and I'm just happy to be a part of it.
Well, you are always welcome, and we're so happy to have you, Ruby.
Yep. We will get to gaming later, and holy crap, gift subs. Oh, someone gifted a sub. Awesome. But yes, we will get to gaming later, and I know we'll have you back on for some Jackbox later on today.
Absolutely.
And my good friend Jade here has also none of this would have been possible without my good friend and editor Jade. Jade, you there?
Mike was muted. I do what I can. Also, chat, just a heads up. The charity doesn't go through gift subs, so if you want to donate, you can either scan the QR code above or let me pin the link in chat, so that way we make sure we're supporting Stream for a Cause.
Well, the gifted subs go to a different charity, but
True.
yes,
True. It still does go to the Trevor Project.
Yes, it does. Anyway, but yes, and if you have any words, Mom, you're welcome to say anything before we get into our segment.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. I'm Ruby's mom and a proud supporter of not only Ruby's channel, very much the Trevor Project, but what I'm hearing just in the beginning of this chat, which is so moving to me, is there's a refrain that I've heard over and over again, which is everyone's welcome. And, you know, this is a world where everyone isn't welcome, meaning the universe today is a very divided place. And the exclusion of people based on all sorts of criteria is happening more and more. And it's very moving to me to hear you guys talk about a community making a bigger table, making a much bigger table where everyone is welcome. That if that's all you hear today on this day of connecting through this world that I'm not a part of, really, is that everyone is welcome. And if you hear that and then you go, oh, I want to support something, an organization, a group, where everyone is welcome, everyone is then you can click on the link and support it, by the way, however you can. If you can give $1, give $1. If you have $1 to give $1. Nobody is asking here for large sums of money unless you can give large sums of money. It's about the community of, if we're in this together and if everyone is welcome, then we need to support that idea. It's not going to happen without support. And so I'm very happy to be here. Very proud of you, Ruby, for your advocacy, for your focus in helping people through your own experience, your own journey as a human being, and as a part of this bigger, much bigger community, which I am learning more and more about, and how beautiful that community is. So I'm very happy to be here. Thank you guys for inviting me. And I very much support the work you're doing, and let me know how else I can help. So that's why I'm here.
Well, I always appreciate it. Now, I will say we do have some donation incentives too, so you're not getting nothing out of this. But I just need a second to actually get it up. Let's see here, and there we go. So, today we...
Can I say one more thing, Ruby?
Yeah, go for it.
So for the people who are on here who know that I'm who I am and what I do, what I've done, I've also, you know, I run my own charity. It's called My Hand in Yours, which is a charity that supports Children's Hospital Los Angeles. But no, Ruby doesn't know this, but I have 2 of the very limited edition Halloween lobby cards that I signed for money for Children's Hospital Los Angeles that I'm going to donate here today. So somehow within the technology of this group of people, 2 people who are going to be willing to give $200 each toward the stream today, whoever jumps in first with a $200 JLC connection, I am going to sign those limited edition lobby cards from Halloween, which sold out, but I do have 2 left over. What?
I wish you told me this earlier so I could set this shit up. Okay.
So just relax. So it's not going to be that difficult. People can, whoever the first 2 people who put a $200 bid in, you guys will keep track of that. And
we're already at $300 donated.
Holy smokes!
I'm not gonna lie, when you said it, I had to donate $200. So
holy crap!
One of those people. So let's just say that, and then when we do this again, I will bring more of that to the table here, because as you said, you're trying to make a bigger table, and the way we make a bigger table is more outreach to the community, saying you are welcome here. And the way we're going to do that is we'll do it as a group. So this won't be the last time we do this.
Oh,
So
and there's the second one.
Okay. Well,
Oh
then,
my god, Tyga did it!
Aw,
Tyga got the other one!
thank you.
Hell
okay,
yeah!
beautiful. But so let's just, as a group, as our community here, when we do this again, I will bring some of the JLC swag to the party.
I appreciate
Awesome.
that very
Aw, that
much.
is
Awesome.
Instead of BYOB, we're going to be BYO swag.
Alrighty. Now to get to the donation incentives, which, by the way, we've already crushed almost half of them, which is fucking amazing. Alright, so at $50, which we're way past, chat gets to write a tweet for me. We'll do that in between sections in a bit. Chat decides my profile picture for a day, and that's going to be tomorrow. Like, I'm going to put the profile picture up for tomorrow. There's going to be a Docky giveaway, which means the body pillows that we have, 1,000 in your office, Mom?
Yes.
Yeah. We're going to be giving one of those away. A mystery at 150, which, you know what? Should we tell them the mystery prize now, Jade, since they've already way surpassed it?
Sure, let's do it.
Guess what, everyone? You lost the
game.
game.
Oh, now we have to curse everyone who doesn't know what that means.
Okay. The
Got you,
so many
Audie.
people. Yes. Oh my god. Yeah, we knew that was going to be the response, and we love it. But yeah. For those who don't know, the game is if you know about the game, you lost the game, and if you remember the game exists, you lost the game anyway. So us saying you lost the game just means anyway.
If you remember it, you lose it. If somebody reminds you, you lose it. And
Yep.
that's just how it works. You just keep losing it every time you remember.
Yep. Anyway,
And I think it's been going since like the
sad day.
50s.
Sad day for everyone here.
something like that. It's been going on a long time. It's a schoolyard joke. That's it.
It's funny. I see people I've taught about the game losing it in chat right now.
Yep. Chat gets her another tweet from me at 200, which, again, we've already passed. Discord movie night with Redline, which is one of my favorite anime movies of all time. We just sit down, we're going to have it in the movie channel, and we'll schedule that out. It's probably going to be on a weekend, probably a Saturday evening. Then we have another Docky. Another Docky giveaway at 500, which is awesome. Which will be happening at the end of stream today. Then at 750. I'm going to be playing Outlast, which, if you don't know what that is, it is a horror game. Which I don't do horror. Fun fact.
Neither do I.
Which is also really funny. That would be awesome, though.
Oh, I just...
What's up?
Well, I was going to first say, oh my god, Odyssey's mom is in chat, one of our guests for later. That is adorable.
Uh-huh.
And then Natty JJ just gifted, what is that, 10?
20.
20 gift subs. Holy smokes.
Holy
Just
crap.
a heads up as well. The charity we're doing today, you can get to through that link.
Yes.
But that also all goes to the Trevor Project.
Yes.
So that's still going to charity.
Yep.
Wow, thank you.
So at 850 today, chat picks an emote for me to commission, which you get to pick anything. At 900, there will be a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament, and we will be doing that live on stream another day. 1000 is Goblin Art of Odyssey and Taiga, which, by the way, just going to say it, I already have a artist picked out for that, and it's going to look spectacular. At 1,250, a third Docky giveaway. At 1,500, another Throne stream where we will be browsing gifts on Throne. At 1,750, chat writes another tweet. And at 2,000, there's a sneak peek at my 2.0 model, which is effectively ready to use. But I'm waiting to move to actually start using it. Then for our stretch goals, at 2,250, chat makes a redeem. That can be any redeem. 2,500, a new 2.0 Docky will be commissioned. At 3,000, Silly Minecraft, where for those who know what it is, you know what it is, but I do not like Minecraft, and I will be playing it with my good friend CB. And at 3,500, you will see the sneak peek of my new secret VTuber model that is coming with the 2.0, which I haven't really told anyone about. So it's going to be a big surprise. And holy crap, we're already at $700.
I see you in chat. Yes, Taiga, there's a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament. Yes, you are going to beat us all. I know.
Yes, we were already planning on inviting you. Anyway, so without further ado, I think we are ready to get on to our first section, which is me and my mom talking about the journey that we have had since I came out as trans and our journey together through the world of the LGBT. Anyway, I appreciate both of you coming on, and you guys will be on later for Jackbox, and of course.
Absolutely.
It was
Well,
really
thanks for
nice
having
to
us,
meet you
Ruby.
guys. I'm very impressed with both of you, and I appreciate so much helping me this morning get into this thing, and just what you do and how you do it. And it's a really a very strong testament to the community that these are the people that Ruby
Thank you.
collaborates with, because you guys all have your hearts in the right place, which is community, inclusivity, love, um, joy, laughter, friendship, and a safe space for people to be able to be who they are.
Of
I
course.
appreciate that so much, and thank you for joining us today. It means
Of
the
course.
world.
Really
Thank
thrilled.
you so much. And thank you, MS Saint 26, for the 5 gift subs in chat. Just that'll all go to the Trevor Project. You can also donate to today's charity through that link right there. Ruby, do you want me to stay on just to monitor chat?
Yeah, yes, please.
And
I
obviously, if there's anybody who wants to know anything from the chat, please throw it into the world.
Yeah, so this will also be a sort of Q&A, but it's going to be the question, not every question will be answered.
Of course, I understand that, but I'm saying, obviously I'm here very openly and happily, so let me know if there's something somebody would like to know.
Yeah, of
Okay.
course.
I will go ahead and step out. It was a pleasure to meet you, and I will talk to you all soon.
I look forward to it. Thanks.
Have a good one. All right.
And I did get a whisper from somebody, so I just want to let everybody know. So first, we're opening this segment with Ruby and her mom, and then.
Do you want me to bring up the schedule timeline?
Sure. Yeah.
Let me go find that real quick because
I've got it for you. Hold on 1 second.
there we go.
Cool.
I got it, and I will be bringing it up on screen in just a moment. Let's see here. Schedule. Just to make sure everything's organized. Oh, God, that's fucking huge. Alright. God damn, that is huge, and I should have thought about this beforehand, huh?
It's okay. Just gotta shrink it real quick.
Yeah, it's gonna take a bit, though. There we go. That's almost there. Alrighty. So, today's schedule will be... We started with the opening and overview of the charity. Next up, we'll be chatting with my mom. A brief stream break, we'll be right into Jade, who is a good friend, just to make sure we have everything set up tech-wise over on my channel for the next part, which is going to be a huge community stream with a bunch of my friends and, you know, members of my community playing Jackbox. Then we are going into Monster Road Trip with Jesse Cox, Odyssey, Eurobeat, and Tigaholic, which I am very much looking forward to. Then we are running Marbles, which is how we're going to decide the raffle winners, and we are wrapping up afterwards with just some last-minute giveaway stuff, and yeah. So please, stay tuned. We have a lot of fun stuff happening today, and it's going to be amazing. Alrighty. Now, without further ado, where should we start, Mom?
Wow. Why don't we start? Why don't we start by you just giving a little overview of your life and our life together? Do you know what I mean? Like just
I get you. So, throughout my life, I've always felt different, or I never really fit into any group. Even the high school I went to was meant for kids who didn't actually fit in anywhere else. But that's not the point. The point is that throughout my life, my mom has supported me for almost every part of it. I've had from all the highs where I'm doing awesome things to some of the lows where you know, I may just be in a kind of depressive state, or, you know, my mom has always been there for me. And when I came out as bi to her, what was it you didn't really make that big a deal of it. I think I told you when I was like 14 that I was bi, right?
yeah. You know, as a parent, you know, obviously there's this hyper focus of parents to their children. There just is. But the normal sort of focal lengths have to do with academics, health, and, you know, the social well-being of a child. And as you said, you were in a school for non-neurotypical kids who have then their own sort of set of emotional responses and needs. So, you know, there was a lot of focus because of your education to try to make sure that you were in a community that felt safe and good. And as you said, you bounced around a bit because you didn't find that safety in many of the places. And it was my job and your dad's job to try to help you in that. So when you mentioned that you were bi, it was just, again, part of the evolution as a parent of like going, okay. It wasn't like there were a lot of identifiable signs that you were bi. It was simply, it was your declaration saying, this is what I am or who I am. And so in that moment, it was like, okay. And then how or how that played out or how that then manifested in your own life, this is your life, not mine, of course, then it's only for, as a parent, your concern primarily for any child is safety. I mean, it's just, your job as a parent of a baby is to keep them safe and fed and warm and cared for. As a teen, it's your job to keep your children safe. And as we know, the internet is not a safe space. It can be in a community like this, but it isn't often. And so there's a lot of predatory behavior on the internet and a lot of very mean, trolling, awful, awful people who take advantage of people. And so as you entered into that world of being bi, I was worried about your safety. But at the same time, these were your decisions based on who you were saying you are. And I was trying imperfectly to support that.
Well, again, sexuality isn't a choice. But
I understand it isn't a choice, but I'm saying at the same
to come
time,
out is, which is, I assume, what you mean.
yeah, totally. It's what I'm saying is once you established that, I then was concerned about your safety. So that's always going to be my concern. No matter what it is, that's my job. I'm your mother. My job is to love and protect you.
Yeah. I mean, and you've done a wonderful job at that.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, and throughout my schooling career, she has protected me. She has kept me, safe-ish. As safe as she can. She's not overly protective, and that's kind of how I ended up being the way I am today, because I would say I'm generally a good person, and if you ask anyone, I have the biggest heart that you can get, and I try to spread my love to as many people as I can.
And you're generous. And you
More than anything.
You are.
I mean, I'm the charity goblin. Of course I'm generous. I give to charities every stream.
I know that. And I really appreciate and respect deeply. Yesterday I was at the a memorial for a great, great human being. And the message from it was the amount of giving this person did. It was echoed through this 2 hours of a celebration of life, is how much generosity they produced, not just the show business they produced, not just the impact they had on the industry, but the generosity of a human being. And you have that in spades. You always have, since you were very, very young. You always understood that there were people marginalized and without resources who needed and who needed support. And you always you would give the clothes off your back to people. And have, by the way.
Oh yeah, no. The fact that none of my streams are for profit should tell you that. Like, I will literally give anything I can to support others, and all of your donations, all of your subscriptions are going to charity. Like, even I feel honored that you guys are subscribing to me, but that's not the point. Like, believe me, if I could become Twitch partner without meeting, the subscriptions thing, I would 100% do that, and try to be the best damn charity streamer I can, and I would,
And you do, and by the way, you are. Look at how you've built this, and it's just fun as your parent to watch you. So we were at where you shared that you were bi when you were a teen or late teen.
Yeah, I was like 14, I think. I don't know. I just gotten back from camp. I remember
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But but the but the evolution to Ruby today, which is was a big shift in our family and in our life and in your life.
Yeah.
A shift meaning it was a change, and change is hard for everybody, whether or not, and it's obviously awful for people where the family that they come from reject them from this um, declaration of truth. Um, in our family, it was simply a new learning. It was like just opening a new book
Yeah.
of life. And when you read the old book of life of a human, and now you're telling us, no, there is a new book of life, and her name is Ruby, and this is her story. It means, as you know, and I don't know if this is sacrosanct within the trans community. I'm learning, as I've said from the beginning, I'm learning
Yeah,
this.
of course.
I get it wrong all the time, but the new life, Ruby's new life, means there's an old life that doesn't exist anymore.
Well, this is just a me thing, and this may just be a me thing. I don't know if I'm the only one out there, but I don't. I am not one to protect. Holy shit! That was a $500 donation. Thank you, Jesse. I'm so sorry, Mom. I didn't mean to curse.
I'm not, you can curse, but I'm just saying I'm not seeing all of what comes up.
No,
so.
I know. I'm only calling out the major ones, but thank you so much, Jesse. That was a good amount.
I can also tell you a lot of chat is just saying how awesome of a mom you sound like, Miss
Well,
Curtis, and
thank
I
you.
agree as well.
I appreciate that. But the truth is, I'm a complicated person. Ruby and I have our stuff that's just ours, which we don't need to bring up onto this platform. But from Ruby's declaration of independence, from that day, I'm really curious, Ruby, as you just said, it's a me thing, which is such a great title,
Well,
by the way. If I was
I
writing
didn't get done saying what I was saying. I got interrupted by Jesse's $500 donation.
so continue what you were saying.
So what I was saying is that my old life, as you put it, the old life, I don't disassociate from my old life. I am still, in certain ways, that person. I am still
Yes.
the person you grew up with. Nothing about me has changed. It's just the inside of me is now showing on the outside of me. That is it.
Yes, except in the old story, there were old names, there were old pronouns, there were old histories, and in the new story, it's that's where for families and interconnected families, not just immediate families, but then the extended families, the new story, which is yours, we get it wrong because of an old story.
Yeah.
And so it's taken a minute. I do it wrong occasionally, less often than not, but I do it wrong. And you and I have had moments where I've gotten it wrong, and it's hurt your feelings.
Yeah. It does, but everyone makes mistakes, and we get around that.
Of course we do. But what I'm saying is that, so for me, just I want to hear more about your experience, but for me, it's just trying to do the best I can with it as a new idea, even though, as you're saying, it's something that you've known, and then you're just bringing your insides out. It took and takes a minute, and it's been how long now? 4 years?
It's been 4 years, which is funny because a person just asked, when did I come out as trans? I came out as trans almost a year into the pandemic.
Yes.
And the only reason I felt comfortable doing that is honestly because of my wife, my wife Cynthia. I love her so much. She's been such a light in my life, and she's one of the best people you could ever get to know, and she's such a
And
sweetheart.
has one of the greatest laughs in the history of human beings.
You're going to hear it later today. She's going to be on the Jackbox stream later.
Okay, well, Cynthia is a fantastic and beautiful human being, and has one of the greatest laughs ever in the history of people.
That is true.
But yeah, but I will say this to you. When anybody says 4 years to me about anything, if somebody says they've been married for 4 years, or they've been doing this for 4 years, or something for 4 years, I stop them and I go, you've been doing it as long as high school. Because high school for me was awful, and it was 4 years. And when I think about that chunk of time,
Yeah.
I always just think about, you've been trans the entirety of the time from when you begin and end high school. And if for people listening, the amount.
Sorry, I've been trans almost my entire life, but I've only started transitioning for a high school amount of time.
I understand. What I'm saying is that you publicly have been trans for 4 years.
Yeah.
I'm saying that's the entirety of high school. And that's a long time. And it really does, if you think about, for many of us, who we were when we started high school and who we were when we ended. And what I'm saying to you is that in 4 years, I feel like we've all gotten better, much more comfortable with how all of this affects all of us, and how we can best support you. And so I feel like we're in a good place. We're certainly better at it than we were originally. And my concerns for you then, 4 years ago, are the same as they were when you told me you were bi when you were a teen.
Well, yeah.
I care about your safety. I care about your community, so that you have a community of people. And I'm proud as fuck to be your mother.
So, I do want to say this because I love bringing this up to show how much you've grown into the community. Because I remember when I first told you, I'm never going to forget this. When I first told you I was trans, do you remember what your first response was? Do you remember? No idea?
Well, you told me via text.
Yeah, but I mean when I came over the next time.
Yes.
Do you remember?
I don't remember my exact words.
Your words were, men can wear dresses too.
Well, that tells you how little I knew.
And I told you, that's not the point. I I don't feel the dress isn't the point. It's not how I dress. But that is part of it. Like, and so we talked about it for a good, what? That visit was like 3 hours long of us talking, and you're like, all right, we'll find you a doctor to talk to. And it's like, sure, let's do that.
Well, it's to try to.
No.
Also, just interjecting real quick. Thank you again, Natty JJ, for another 10 gift subs.
Yeah.
And if you want to share any of that with SFAC, be sure to follow the link there as well.
Yes. You have to go to the link or scan the QR code to donate to the charity. But my point is that you have improved so much in your support of the LGBTQ community since then, because it's no longer, you no longer see it as that, you know? You no longer see it because as we all know, we're all learning, we're all growing throughout all of life. That is what we do. We learn,
Right.
we grow, we improve, we screw up. That's how we become who we are.
Yes. And I 100% agree with you. And what just popped in my mind is that I was very binary in my thinking, and the beauty of a non-binary life is that it demands opening your mind to all ideas. And what probably was the most shocking part of it for me was the understanding that I was binary. I was very rigid in my thought, even though I have felt over the years that I have been an LGBTQ plus IA supporter. Really having a trans child made me realize how deeply binary I was, and has made me challenge a lot of what I used to think, and demanded of me an opening of eyes, ears, reading a lot. I'm a reader, as you know. I'm a big reader, and
Of course.
and the there are many complications of a non-binary life when it's up against very binary norms and restrictions, and it demands asking, well, let's look at why those restrictions exist, et cetera, et cetera. So without getting into a big intellectual discourse, which obviously
we could get into a different time.
Yeah, but the idea is that the freedom that a non-binary mindset offers you, it changes the world for you because you look at it differently. And that's what being a parent of a trans person has done for me.
Yeah. I mean, I thought of things. I'll be honest. Growing up, whenever I thought about, being the opposite gender, I always thought to myself, well, that's a silly thought, and I'm probably just, faking it or something along those lines, which is why I never really brought it up. Especially when I went to my therapist at the time and told her, she was very against it.
Well, and that just
I'm not going to get into what she thinks, because what she thinks doesn't matter.
Yes, but what she thinks is binary. And so to me, the whole idea that a therapist would have such a binary idea tells you that they were not the right therapist. And of course, at this time, I didn't know that
No,
at
of
that
course.
time. And so you do the best you can at the time you're doing it with the tools and resources you have. And then you learn and change and grow. And that's the sad truth of again, it's not a regret of the past, it's simply an acceptance that that was then, this is now, I have changed my mind. And she was binary in her thinking,
Yeah.
and I'm sorry that that was who we chose to have help you, because she didn't help you in that moment.
Well,
And
it's fine. She helped me in many other ways, which
I
I'm not. Don't get me wrong. I had good times with that therapist, but that was not one of them.
I
Uh,
I I understand that very deeply. I understand that, and I'm saying I do think that therapeutic help for people, if the therapist has an open mind and can be an open thinker, a non-binary thinker, then I think therapeutic help for people can be great. And I urge within the community, finding therapeutic help where you can have support is crucial. And if you can get it and can afford it and it's available to you, take it.
yeah,
Also, just want to interject real quick. I think I saw a $50 donation
I
come in from
saw.
Dr.
Oh,
Blank and 100 from Mel. Thank you both so
thank
much.
you, Mel, and thank
It-
you, love.
yeah, this is what I'm talking about, though, you guys. And I say you guys, by the way,
Yeah,
because
in
I,
general.
I say you guys as a general uh, uh, grouping of, I should probably change that and say you people. And that way
You
it
folks,
you
but you,
folks.
but here's the thing. Do you know? Do you want to know what I call my community?
What?
They're travelers.
Okay, I love that. You travelers out there. But every time you guys say that someone has made a donation, you see, that's how you connect with people. People hear things and they go, yes, I, I made a donation to a charity after that memorial yesterday, because this man's life example was giving. And I thought, well, then my action to support his long and beautiful life is to give today. And I literally woke up at, as you know, Ruby, she will tell you, I I get up a tad early.
The
Um,
crack of dawn.
I'm let me just say this. Dawn hasn't even, there's not even a fissure of dawn
She
when I
get
wake up.
she gets up when I go to bed.
Thank you. I raised two children who went to bed hours after I did, and often were awake when I woke up. Um, Ruby's sister also was a night owlet, and I just had to accept it.
Yeah.
So once you came out and told us and the world, what was the biggest struggle for you, Ruby?
All of my haters on Twitter.
Right.
And Jade, please clip that. Because that is fucking hilarious.
Oh, I can get that. I
Yeah.
can get that.
Uh,
Oh, and I think I saw another donation come in from Fritzy, I believe.
dang. We're almost
So,
at 1500.
which is amazing. and it's just an example of what you're trying to do, how you're doing it, within with love leading the way. It's beautiful. But what I was just going to say to you, and my mind went away because
Yeah.
why did my mind
Distracted.
just? Well, no, my mind just went away. Just so you know, I have a secret about the internet. I have a secret, and I'm going to tell it to you right here, right now.
Yeah.
The way I live a social media life is I virtually read nothing, because that way I can express myself without the onslaught of hatred. There was a meme of, I've had a couple memes in my public life. And there was a meme when I was doing a tour. I was in Mexico.
Is that the drinking coffee meme?
No, it was the hatred coming at you meme.
I don't know that one.
Well,
anyway,
good. My point is simply, yeah, the drinking coffee meme is just funny, but
people think that's me that you're yelling at, by the way.
I'm not yelling at you. And I wasn't yelling, I was emphatically talking to a friend of mine.
I'm aware. It's just funny that everyone thinks it's me from behind, because only a child could get their mother that pissed off. Yeah. According to people I've talked to.
I was emphatically giving them some suggestions. Anyway, my point is simply, I just don't read anything. So that way I am free to express myself. I often turn off commenting because the world is now toxic. A cesspool of hatred. And I'm sorry for you, Ruby, that your first brave, beautiful steps out into a clearly hostile world was bile and vile commenting from
except it wasn't.
What do you mean?
So when I came out, I think around that time I made some of my best friends to this day from that coming out statement. I was able to meet great people like Jade, Tyga. I was able to meet my co-host Amber, and if I didn't, and yeah, CB, and there's so many other people I wouldn't have been able to meet if I didn't come out publicly the way I did, because they all followed me, and then I just happened to meet them months later through Discord, and it's like, so coming out publicly has vastly improved my life despite all the hatred. So despite jumping into a cesspool, I basically hit nothing but clean water.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, thank you, Fritzy. I saw another one come in.
Thank you so much for all the donations, everyone.
Yes. Well, my experience is I just don't. That's my secret. So people, I'll have my friends, I'll have people, even my family occasionally, but mostly my friends will, all of a sudden I'll get a lot of texts and I'll get, "Are you okay?" And then I call them and I'm like, hi, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, why? Oh, the comments. And then I say,
all I'm going to say is you have made some pretty meh posts in the past.
Okay, you know what? Thank you for your judgment. I we all have made mistakes.
Yeah, so
But
that's what I'm saying.
I
Anyway.
understand. But my point is simply the amount of hatred um, is something that I choose in order to have some semblance of a nervous system. My secret about the internet is that I just don't read what people write to me, and it's not an open dialogue with people. This is a dialogue, Ruby.
Yeah.
This is an open dialogue between you and me. And if something came up and we're both able to articulate our points of view, we can hear and go, oh yeah, that's something I hadn't thought of before, or wow, what a new idea that is. I'm interested in that, and explore it more. What I'm saying is the other thing is just a portal of hatred, as far as I'm concerned. It can also be a portal of support and a portal of goodness, but you can't control that. And so I have chosen.
Only one man can, and he's an asshole.
Yeah, far right. So, and then since then, we hosted a wedding. You had a beautiful wedding. You've just celebrated your second wedding anniversary.
Yeah.
You have a really good relationship and a solid base. I remind friends of mine that, you and your wife have been together how many years?
Oh, just a quick
6 or
interjection.
7.
Thank you, Ginger Snaps, for the raid of 24 people.
Heck yeah!
Ooh.
I
That
appreciate
means
it.
that they've brought their audience from their stream to ours as they end their stream. So they bring basically everybody who's watching them to our stream.
Yes.
Yeah. Love it.
Which is very important.
Love it.
And another dono came in. I don't see the name anymore. Only you've got access to that bit, Ruby.
Yeah.
But thank you,
thank you
whoever
so
it
much.
was.
Yeah, it's been 1 hour and we're already at 1,500.
Wow.
Huh.
Wow. Oy.
Wow.
Wow.
Thank you so much, everyone. This is already amazing. But yeah, so.
But I was saying that you're in a really solid relationship, and I was saying that you and Ken have been together how long?
6, 7 years, something like that.
Great. I mean, I'm in show-off business. There are a lot of people. The 6 years is a long time in a committed relationship of trust and and a lot of that, and all of the entire relationship was also during COVID, and so the isolation of that. I mean, we all can't forget that we as a society, as of human beings all over the world, just went through a global pandemic, and we're not even beginning to see the longitudinal effects. We see it a little bit in teens, and the terrible isolation that occurred, and what it did for people socially, and
But it was needed. That's the thing.
say what?
It was needed. The social isolation, the fucking staying inside, all of it was needed for the pandemic.
Oh, I see. Yes. But what I'm saying is we've just, we're only a couple years out of it now. And I just I'm trying to give you some props that your relationship is a solid one, and it has withstood some real challenges that fractured many a relationship in the world. And I'm just saying I'm in admiration of you and your relationship. And so what does the new freedom feel like to you? You've expanded your stream. You the pillows, by the way, are amazing. The
Yeah, we
pillowcases.
still need to get a website set up so I could sell those more efficiently.
Before you answer, thank you, Mortimer, for the 5 gifted subs, and
Thank you,
also you can
Mortimer.
donate to the charity through here as well. I'm gonna update the pinned link real quick.
Thank you.
Yes, I agree. It's a little complicated, but it won't be complicated, and we will figure it out.
Yeah,
Um,
I know we have someone on that, but it'll be ready by the 2.0, which is happening after I move into the.
I was going to say your new space, your new streaming space. My guess is the website will be active by September, which is when the beginning of September, which will is it's Labor Day, right? September 1st is Labor Day, or is May 31st Labor Day? No,
I don't
that's
know.
Memorial Day. Labor Day is in September, correct? Internet?
I don't know.
Is
I
someone
don't.
on the internet tell me if I'm correct? Can some comment?
September
September 2nd.
1st.
Say again?
September 1st.
Okay, see? Um,
Yeah.
I barely crawled out of high school and I still knew that. Um, uh,
Thank
but
you,
what I'm
Neil.
saying is, where does the new freedom, what is it in the community that you've met, the people that you've met, the world you've created for yourself, the life you've created for yourself, for young people tuning into this? Not that you're not young, by the way, Ruby, but you know, you're an adult woman, married, you know, you're very much in your life.
Yes.
But for young people listening, talk about the freedom you feel to be out in this space.
Well, most of the people, most of the people I am currently friends with, and most of the people I keep in contact with these days didn't know me before, um, before I transitioned, because I only entered this space as of late. Um, but the thing is, being out in this space, nobody really, it didn't. People didn't see me any differently because the VTuber community, as well as the streaming community, most of the time, is very inclusive because we just want to welcome everyone. We just want to have our friends nearby. We just want to make friends. We just want to meet new people. We just want to make people feel comfortable with who they are. And we want them to feel loved and cared for, and, you know, make sure that when they need someone to talk to about things that others don't understand, that we are here to try and understand and try and figure it out for them. You know, like that's
Yeah.
always been the that's always been the goal of my community.
Yeah. And how do people do that with you? Do they reach out to you through Discord?
Yep. Discord, Twitter. I've had a few people reach out to me through Twitter, and it was actually awesome.
Hi.
Yeah, that's how I met Jade. Jade reached out to me through Twitter after I showed support for our friend Tyga, and me and Jade became friends. Me and Tyga became friends, and I don't think I could have. I don't think I could have asked for a better friend group than the one that I currently have, including, well, everyone.
Well, as a mother, you can imagine how joyful that is to hear, and um, how happy
Yeah.
I am for all of you, for for finding friends, for finding your people, for, you know, I have so many friends of mine whose kids are in college and are struggling to find their people. And I always say they ultimately, at some point, they will find their people. You know, it's the nature of human beings is that we will find each other. And it's beautiful when you do, and it's very hard when you're looking and you aren't. And so for any young people listening here today, Ruby is a really safe port, to know that if you're struggling and having a hard time, that Ruby is an open, loving human being, and you will be welcomed by her. And you know,
Yeah.
you know, it's
$50 from Anonymous. Thank you.
thank you, Anonymous. So before I leave you all, because we've been doing this for a minute and it's been beautiful, but I want to make sure that if there are people who have any specific questions about our relationship or specific questions about me in general,
Ooh,
that we get
Snazzy
those addressed
25.
also.
Thank you.
So, are there any? Maybe there aren't any.
Open the floor to questions. Feel free.
Um,
But I do want to say that while the questions start coming in, and Jade, keep your eye out for some of them. Have I introduced you to the furry community? No, I have not introduced my mother to the furry community, but I do. But I do. I did. I did introduce her to the fighting game community, the FGC, and we went to Evo. And what was it you said about the fighting game community? That you finally get why I love video games so much, because it brings people together.
yes, we went to Evo and we had a funny. It was your 18th birthday?
No, it was grade school graduation. 8th grade graduation to high school.
I
No,
see.
no, because I was working at Twin Galaxies. High school graduation.
High school graduation. It was a celebration. We went with our whole family, and we were going to Evo. And you know, I'm a public figure, and you know, it's very hard when I'm with my kids, because clearly I'm a public figure, and so people are gonna like be in the public part of me, and I'm really trying to be there as a parent. And so I said to Ruby,
Do you want me to go find the picture? I can go find the picture online.
yeah, if you find the picture, post it to the thing. But what I said is we need to find a character that wears a mask. And so in the fighting world, the only one we could find was Vega.
Wasn't the only one. That was the one that you could do easily.
Well, thank you. I was trying to do something easily because we were going to be in Vegas for 3 days, and so I ended up in a Vega costume, and walked around Evo virtually unrecognizable, um, and did so at BlizzCon one year with Ruby when I wore a orc mask and just walked around in a big latex orc mask.
It was an undead, Mom.
It was an undead. Excuse me. I'm so sorry if I've just insulted the orc community, and misgendered the orc community. It was an undead. I orc. I have the mask upstairs.
Yeah, you went as an orc to the premiere of the Warcraft movie.
Yes,
With
in the
me.
green,
Yeah.
the green outfit.
But yeah, me, my mom, my aunt, and my dad went to Evo in full cosplay. I was DJ, my favorite character from Street Fighter. Mom was Vega. My aunt Kelly was Makoto, and my dad was the lowest effort Dr. Boskanovich I've ever seen, but it still works just as well. Dr. B
You know
from
what?
Tekken.
Let me just say this. For any of the community who's looking for a cosplay outfit for a parent, particularly a father who uh, doesn't want to do a lot of effort but wants to participate, a doctor coat is easily purchased very inexpensively online, and getting a name tag made with Dr. Boskanovich
Is
is
easy.
not that difficult, and boom, you're done. So, yes, that was a beautiful day in our family's life, and we had a great time. I remember it very, very well. Although I remember that my Vega sword hands were very sharp because
Yes.
I ordered like a fairly
I got you an actual claw. Yes.
yeah. I mean, it was potentially very dangerous, but
Yes.
somehow I didn't injure people.
So
Um,
there's a question from Dr. Blank. Was there ever a point where the stress of online presence and social media ever constrained our relationship? No, not really, right?
no, here's what I would say. My family has been very supportive of my work as I've tried to be supportive of theirs. But you know, when I bring my family to public events, it opens them to the public scrutiny that comes with it. And as I said to you, I'm a pretty open person, and people have said awful things about me my whole life, and it's okay because I don't read this shit. So I regret bringing both Ruby's older sister Annie to things when she was young, as I regret bringing Ruby when Ruby was young. And then
I'm an introvert.
Say again?
I'm an introvert. No, I'm just letting everyone know that I don't go out.
Right.
I'm happy staying in my office, staying home, playing video games.
Right. But I also regret bringing you to things where then the scrutiny of the public perceptions and points of view are then hurled back at you because I've basically brought you out into the light of my work. And I'm trying not to do that anymore, and letting you guys really choose if and when, and if not, there's like, as you know, Ruby's father, my husband, does not enjoy that part of show off business. And I no longer, I virtually don't even ask him to go anywhere because I say, why would I ask you? Because it's not something you enjoy. And so even this year, I have a couple things, and Ruby and I offline will talk about whether or not Ruby wants to be a part of this or not. And it when I say it doesn't matter to me, it's not about me. I don't, it's not like I feel this big, deep family support or not. It's not part of this. It's not, it's nice when people want to come or whatever, but I don't want to go to any of these things also. So why would people who are not in the public eye like I am want to go to anything? So that I think has affected me a little bit. I've just felt regret of dragging you guys to, not dragging, but you know what I mean.
You used to bribe me to take photos.
Say again?
You used to bribe me to take photos.
Thank you, Ruby.
I'm joshing. I'm joking with you. Little nudge, nudge, tease, tease. Anyway.
It's all good. I'm open book. Is there any other question before I need to go eat food?
I saw one from earlier, which was from one of our later guests. Taiga was, what was it like growing up in an era of time where being LGBT was less accepted?
Wow. So it's interesting. I grew up the only gay I had there. My mother had two gay friends. One was a playwright, a man named Leonard Gersh. who wrote a play called Butterflies Are Free, which they then turned into a movie with Goldie Hawn, and her makeup artist
Thank you,
um,
TJ.
was a was a was gay, and um, that was sort of it. It was a very limited. It was not a particularly mainstream part of my family's life, but I don't know how much gay life was part of a mainstream life back then. I certainly didn't have it, and I didn't know many gay women that I knew were gay. And I was propositioned once when I was in boarding school by a woman who, um,
You want to
uh,
bang?
thank you, Ruby. It
That's
was
what you
a
meant.
little less specific to that, but it was very clear that she was interested in me sexually. And I'm not gay, and so I rejected that idea. And she made, she had some power at the school I was at, and she didn't take that well, and that was not a pleasant experience for me, because she made things difficult for me at the time. Um, but my biggest advocacy happened because I was on a TV show called Anything But Love, and um, the actor who played the secretary on the show was a beautiful human being named Rick Frank. And Rick was in a relationship and got married to a man named George Lowe. And Rick and George became dear, dear friends of mine. And both of them contracted HIV. Um, and both of them died a year apart at 41 and 42, right before Ruby was born. And so my experience and friendship with that community and my beginning advocacy with the AIDS Walk and that growing expansion. Then I've been now working with Project Angel Food, which also started during the AIDS crisis, which is an organization in Los Angeles that was started by Marianne Williamson, who understood that in the very early times of the AIDS crisis, that the fundamental need to feed people was crucial. And I've been involved with that organization. I also worked with a children's organization called the Children Affected by AIDS Foundation with Mattel. I don't know, Ruby, if you remember
I do.
um, going to what they had an event called Dream Halloween. It was
I
part
still
of
have the card sitting next to my desk.
yes, it was part of Mattel, and I was their spokesperson for many, many years. So uh, my expansion of my understanding of the LGBTQ plus AA world really was a slow growth.
Another 50.
And it continues to be. Um, uh, I don't know how many of you know Alok and Alok's brilliance as both a poet and a stand up comedian and an activist, one of the most beautifully spoken human beings about um, the, the world of trans it has become a mentor for me, is someone I go to asking for help, suggestions of things to read, opening my mind to different points of view. All of that has been crucial to me. So it's like anything. In answer to your question, it's a long answer, but in answer to that question, it is a process of opening, this constant um, uh, living in some sort of a binary thought pattern and then going, okay, I need to open that and expand
Yeah.
that. And that's been my experience. But I was anyway, that's a long answer to a good question.
So we got another question from one of my friends. What is one of the biggest hurdles y'all faced in your relationship, and what helped you both get through it?
Well, so that's a good question. I'll let you answer your part of it. My part of it is, we have an interpersonal stuff that's just mom child
Yeah,
that we're working on always.
of course.
And that's ongoing, ever ongoing until we die. It's part of just the nature of a relationship between a parent and a child.
Yeah, specifically, me and my mom have had. We've had numerous fights about how much I get to play video games throughout my life, and what video games I was allowed to play, and that's
Yeah,
that
but I
was
mean but what the question
legitimately
is,
that was the biggest hurdle due to the fact how big of an impact video games have on my life currently. Like,
I but we're talking, I think the question is about the hurdles of, is it a hurdles just about life, or is it hurdles about
it's
your
it's hurdles in our relationship, me and you.
just in relationship? Well, like any period of time, there's being a parent means you have authority over another person. It just does. As much as it's an inclusivity world, at the end of the day, a parent is going to say, I'm the parent, I make this decision. And it's I would say we've had our share. We will continue to have our share. I'm hoping more and more that what I hope my children know. And there's no guarantee I'm going to be here tomorrow. And I'm old, and my husband's older than I am, and we are both. Um, I talk about it because it's really important that we all understand that. But everything is about creating a world which is not a fantasy life, but a reality life.
Yeah,
And that's been, I'm in a business that is a fantasy business. My industry is all about entertainment and kind of a fantasy world, and I have tried my entire life to live in a reality world. And as you know, there was a movie, Reality Bites. Reality money exists. There are limits to it. Like all of the limit setting of parenting
yeah,
clearly is difficult, particularly with adult children. We're in much better shape now, Ruby, I would say, because you're an adult. But I hope that we do okay. We have had times where things are tense, and um, uh, I'm also getting much better at saying that really hurts my feelings. I'm just trying to help. Please give me the respect I deserve, and I think the same goes for Ruby. Would you say so?
yeah, yeah.
So, I kind of, um, I mean, I really don't know if there's much more to say. I think what's important for people listening and being here in community is that uh, I love Ruby, and I respect Ruby, and I want to help Ruby as she navigates her adult life, and as she is focused much of her adult life on charitable work. I'm very excited by these liaisons that she's made with um, different organizations, different groups, because that's where Ruby's passion is. And it certainly jives with a life of philanthropy that I have done individually from my husband, that my husband and I do together, and that it is a lesson I even learned from my beautiful mother, Janet Lee, which is just the joy of giving, the importance of it, being in service to others brings us into alignment with ourselves and makes us understand why we're here. And I'm very glad you're here, Ruby. The world is lucky to have you. And this community is lucky to have you as an advocate. And I will continue to support you in all your efforts. And I love you.
Thank you so much, Mom, and I love you too.
I
And
know that.
I'm so glad that you have taken an interest in everything I do, along with you know streaming, and I know I've showed you my progress since I first commissioned this piece.
Yeah.
My model, and then I don't think I've shown you my 2.0 yet, but we'll get there. I'll send you some pictures of it after stream.
I'm looking forward to it. I send the community my best wishes and thank you guys for including me. And now you guys get to play some game.
Well, first we have a checklist to go down because we
Yeah,
have
I'll let
a
you
lot
guys.
of crap to do before then.
All right. I will let you guys do it. I say you, not you guys, you travelers. I will see, I can learn.
Yeah.
I will let you fellow travelers to it as I go off and do my other work. God bless you all. Take care.
Have a good one, Mom.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much for coming.
And I'll
Peace.
link you that thing you asked for earlier on Discord.
Thank you, please. Thank you.
I'll send it to you via text.
Okay, great.
Be
Perfect.
easier that way.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
I think she's trying to figure out how to disconnect. There we go. I love my mom. Alrighty, so okay, so first things first. Chat gets to write a tweet. So how are we
Hey.
going to do this?
Ruby, let's do this after our intermission.
I would say we do this before the intermission, due to the fact that it's still on my channel, and that way we could just do it.
Not during. Just so chat can be authentic with what they want you to write. We can up our rating, so to speak.
What?
So we're out of the PG segment. So chat can be as unhinged as they want.
Fair. All right. Docky giveaway. Chat writes another tweet. Discord movie night. Second Docky giveaway. Outlast playthrough. God, we've made it almost all the way. We've almost made it all the way down the list.
That's insane how much we've got already.
Yeah, we're $5 away from chat writing 3 tweets for me. And okay, never mind. We just made it to chat writing 3 tweets for me. Okay, so I guess there isn't really anything we need to do. Oh, the emote commission. Yeah, actually, chat. Do you actually have any ideas what you want for what you guys want for the emote commission? Because I will get CB to draw it. Whatever you think is, whatever you think will work. Anyway. So, alright, so we do need to go to a small intermission to get out of the PG section of this Twitch stream, and, you know, it's only going to be a few minutes.
Go over to my channel, and then I'll bring you right back as soon as Ruby's ready to go.
Yeah. So there are a few things I need to do, and I will raid into you real quick, Jade.
Cool. And I can talk about all the cool people we've got coming up later in the stream.
Yep. Alrighty. Let's see here. /raid. It's just Jade Dodesu, right?
Yep.
All one word?
Correct.
Alrighty. We will be back in 5 to 10 minutes. Getting ready for the second part of this stream. I appreciate all of you for being here. Stay tuned. We will be right back, I promise.
Come
All right.
join me for a few.
BRB.